味方だぜ。 And welcome everyone to D6, where I, Shem, bring together several friends from across the internet to play a D&D live stream show. Hopefully this time everyone can possibly hear me, comparative to last week. So, as usual, to get us started, I have a couple of sponsors. Of course, we have the wonderful people over at the Deck of Many. If you guys don't know the Deck of Many, they make tons of RPG reference cards for your 5e campaigns. They're really, really awesome. I love them. They also have lenticular spell cards, which are really, really good if you need them. Also, I have a Deck of Many Monsters, which is good for people like me who often forget stat blocks and stuff like that. And also, Deck of Many animated spells and stuff like that. Man, that camera is really testing my patience today. Let's see. Totally a 5e game, right? So with that being said, if you guys ever want to get some stuff from the Deck of Many, please do go check out their website. It is thedeckofmany.com for your 5e reference cards. If you also need to get $5 off your final order, you can use the code D6DR and you'll get $5 off your final order. So that is thedeckofmany.com, D6DR for $5 off your final order. Our second sponsor, of course, is none other than the patrons over on Patreon. You guys, as I'm pretty sure anyone that may have noticed, we are going up with the Patreon because I just finished Fate Zero. Unfortunately, Fate Zero got a copyright takedown. However, thanks to the patrons over on Patreon, the series does continue, and there'll be some announcements about that tonight, as well as some other stuff. So if you guys want to go check out the Patreon, always links down below if you ever want to go check that out. And also on top of that, just give it a look. All the money that goes into the Patreon also helps make this show as well. All right, players, you may rise. Wake up. Wise from your grave.
Wise.
Greetings.
Greetings. How about I do?
Howdy.
How about I do anyway? So I have a few announcements because this week has definitely been the longest week of many nights. First and foremost, if you guys don't know, Fate Zero episode 5 got a copyright takedown. I got a strike for it. Luckily I am in contact with my network because I don't know what else to do at this point. Hopefully they will have that resolved relatively soon, and it will be back up on YouTube at whatever time might be necessary. However, in subsequent to that, I had the luxury of being informed that there is a new video hosting site that is fresh off the block known as Vlaire, and I have uploaded episode 5 as well as an intro video about Vlaire and how I might just start double uploading on YouTube and Vlaire at the same time just to see where that goes. So if you guys want to go and check out episode 5, there are links on the Patreon that will take you to the video. It is a lot easier that way. And easier just to click the Patreon and be able to go watch it. It is a love of labor, or a labor of love. Sorry, a labor of love, and I really want people to be able to go out and see it. So, that being said, and then last but not least, my last announcement is that in case you guys have not heard, or in case you guys may have not. If you don't know yet, I am technically not going to be living here anytime soon. Unfortunately, the house is getting foreclosed. And this is what I mean by it's been a very stressful week. The house is getting foreclosed, and the owners are short selling it so that way they can get some money out of it. But unfortunately, I will not have a place to live by early April. So as of current, my idea is to basically run a GoFundMe in order to basically buy a thing that I can live in and transport myself around in. I'll be basically living in a toy hauler, which will pretty much facilitate this entire space that I have, which is, relatively good for what I intend to do with it. And currently right now, I think we are about $815 up. in the past 24 hours, and a lot of that comes from none other than the amazing Joe Cat, who is super, super nice, and Joe is just so I'll be doing weekly updates about that as we go along up until if I am able to buy it, the toy hauler and the truck, in order to get things going around. So we'll be seeing how well that goes. But I'll be doing weekly updates, making sure to communicate with everyone. And I just hope that everything turns out well, as anybody can hope for. So there's that. If you want to try and find the GoFundMe, there's a video on my YouTube channel. You can click all the links down below. They're all down there. That's all I can really tell you guys for right now. Okay, so that's all, everything with me. So we're gonna go ahead, go around the table as we usually do. Boo, how you now?
Hey there. I was on a podcast this week.
Hey.
Yeah. So if you ever heard of a few lads called Please Stop Talking, I was in the recent episode. It starts off innocently enough, then spirals into fucking nightmare human material in like record speeds. So if you're interested, go check them out.
Oh, yeah.
And for streaming, I'll try to do a few more weekday streams, like for art and stuff, but I don't know. I still gotta figure this stuff out. So just find me at Boo Radley pretty much everywhere, and that should be it for now.
All right, good to know. Brake, how you now?
Hi, I am Braki, aka Brachiozoid. I play River, the Halfling Fighter. As for announcements, I am doing more art streams, thankfully, these past couple of days. So if you're willing to find some art stuff, some practices, and the sort, you can find me at twitch.tv/Brachiozoid or at Twitter at Brachiozoid. And this is another friendly reminder that if you have any fan art or anything you want to share regarding the campaign, you can do so on Twitter by using the hashtag D6DR or tagging us, which are names you can find down below our portraits.
Yeah.
But would be it. I just stream art games.
All right, good to know. Caitlin, how you now?
Hello, I am Caitlin C37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Caitlin C37, where I do a lot of painting. My commissions are open, so if you want information for a commission, you can find that on my Twitter. If you want to watch me work on those commissions, you can find me on my Twitch.
Hey.
That's it.
All right, good to know. Mal, how you now?
He is muted.
Oh, no.
Skip over.
Oh, no.
I did not realize I was muted for that.
Oh.
I started talking until Caitlin told me that. Anyway,
Whoops.
You can find me at Twitter at Sir Malervik. I normally just retweet shit posts and the like, so that's fun. And as for streaming, you can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/Sir_Malervik, and I occasionally stream the games, normally tactics games.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Zito, how you now?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/Zito. You can find me on Twitter at CZBacklash, and you can find me on Patreon at the Ever Ingot Almanac. Almanac's kind of a little slow right now because I'm still waiting on artwork, which is unfortunate that I got to push back one of my books to possibly next month, but that's life. At least one thing will probably be out this month, and it will be cat related. So if you like cats, hey, guess what? You got cat stuff. Beyond that, there's a fuck ton of new indie games that came out. So if you go to my Twitch page, I'm either gonna like do another 3 a.m. brain session where I just talk shit and fucking workshop homebrew shit to see how people gauge that. Beyond that, there's World of Horror, there's Skull, which is basically Kirby the roguelike theme, and holy fuck, it's fun as hell. So yeah, indie games are coming in fast and hot, so I'll be playing those as much as I can.
Awesome. Good to know. And last but not least, Terrence Dry. The Dry Guy, how you know?
Hi. The only announcement I really have is that I'm still doing the PKM Legacy with my other group of friends. We're currently on episode 3 in our session, and each episode comes out about 2 weeks. So if you ever want to go and check out any of those episodes, if you're a big, Pokemon fan, you can check that out either on K-Box's YouTube channel, where he posts the full audio podcast at K-Box, or you can just go and check it out on any iTunes or Spotify area if you're not really one for YouTube, and it's completely free to listen to, free to watch, and that's my only announcement outside of, boy, I'm going to be streaming Animal Crossing New Horizon whenever that drops.
You and me both, friend. I gotta find a way to. I gotta find some way to make time for both Doom and Animal Crossing.
Right
Oh,
here
God.
for you.
Just play both at the same time.
Yeah.
Combine them.
I kind of
Totally
want to
fine with
stream.
us.
I kind of want to stream that.
Same.
We're going to terraform the place.
Yes.
Good.
We ascend it to godhood.
All right.
I'm not really an Animal Crossing fan, so I just have Doom to look forward to.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start tonight's episode of D6. So, where we had last left off. As our players had finished their investigation with pretty much running down some people who are fanatics of Zahir, they found themselves at the Metilius home looking for any information and hopefully trying to gather any allies and prepare themselves for an oncoming battle that they are informed comes from River's past. In learning things about River's family, true heritage, and the advent of being resurrected, there is a beast lurking ever so slightly, hunting them down, and also hopefully trying to take River's dragon mark. Whilst in looking for any information, hopefully making good on collecting their allies, was visited by Madame Elise and was given 5 teleport beads in order to search out more information and gain more allies across the world in order to face off against what could be a greater threat. In doing so, they gained information from the House of Hope. They found themselves within the household of the Middles and are subsequently visited by none other than the Crow Father after a tower being erected in the middle of this small village. So, that being said, as all of you are sitting within this very small house with a hearth burning, to the 2 Middles and Lionel, and what is a very old, tall, and elderly man now presiding at the threshold of the front door, waiting to be let in.
I guess we'll let him
Well,
in.
if he wants in, he can come on in, I guess. That's Mom and Dad's choice.
I don't see why not. Crow Father, you may enter. Thank
He's
you.
like a vampire. You need to give him permission.
I just thought it'd be rude.
And as he steps in,
I also brought a couple of guests with me as they were hoping for some tea.
and he lifts up his long black feathered cloak around, and you see what looks like to be 2 little Kenku kids kind of standing under him, kind of just. Lionel, you know these 2.
Oh, I do. Thank God. What do I know about him?
This is Jojo and Jolene. These.
I know what this.
This is Jojo and Jolene. They are twins, and they were basically born around the same nesting time. However, their mother had passed away, and they've been pretty much taken under the temple of the Raven Queen ever since. And they've often been the subject of you playing Simon Says a lot, and they have been able to repeat back everything very, very well.
Oh, so they're the weird, awkward kids they're the weird, awkward childhood friend.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, haven't seen you in quite some time.
I haven't seen you in quite some time. Some time.
Oh God, right.
Oh,
Oh, they're precious. Look at them.
Well, I have no objections. It's just up to you, Pop, and if they want to come in.
I'll help your mother with the tea.
And
I should probably help you with the food as well. I feel bad that now we're getting all these guests on my account.
And there are like several eyes beyond the windows, kind of still looking at this tower that's been magically erected in the middle of their little
One
village.
of the windows just like looks down at them. What the fuck are you looking at?
How much room is left in this house right now with the whole party and the Crow Father?
Yeah,
and
Pretty much. This is the main living area. There's a small kitchen area in the back, and then it leads down to a hallway which you guys had come from, where there is 2 rooms that in that direction. So one was for the 7 kids, and then the other one was for the parents, and then it goes straight to the front door.
but it's also sized for people that are Lionel's size. There's half a dozen people that are human sized or up to Garu's size.
It's a tight fit. The living area does have what looks like to be sliding doors, which lead out to a smaller backyard area, where that's kind of like where people are kind of becoming an outflow of.
Lionel's so fucking like upset that his folks gotta go back and forth. He just like tells them to sit down, and he starts using his magic to start bringing stuff in.
Oh wow, that very impressive.
Yeah, very. You've definitely been studying, huh?
Studying and experience. You get really bored on your travels, and you start reading into all sorts of arcane fiction.
Well, and as they finally take a seat, and you're just kind of magically getting things going and conjuring.
Bobbity boo.
Yeah. And so as the Crow Father finally takes a seat, he's really, really slow in making his personal arrangement, as he now begins to pull out what looks like to be a small pot. It's a little warm to the touch as he puts what looks like to be a small stone, and then places that on a table, and then puts the pot on top of the stone.
Oh, who wants to hear a story?
Lionel begrudgingly bites the bottom of his lip. I guess.
What kind of story?
We need.
Oh, you fuck! You.
Well, there are a number of stories that I have take personal vested interest into. Some of my own personal stories as well. I believe Lionel was asking about the fragments of primeval.
Yes, I was.
Good story indeed. Where to really begin, though? What are you trying to find out about this?
Trying to find them.
That would be difficult.
That's what
I
we
understand.
need to do.
I understand that, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control, we kind of don't have a choice.
They appear to be necessary to our current situation.
As far as I know what a lot of fragments of primeval do. I can tell you their history, but if you want particular information, you might have to seek one with greater knowledge.
And who
Is
would
there
that
anyone
be?
around here that we can... Is there anyone around here or in the country that would be opposed to assisting us in greater force? Lionel looks to his parents and then just looks back to him. Celestial war is coming.
There are great
And he-
evils out there. They're making their way over here.
He now stroking his rather magnificent, long and white beard. He pulls back his hood. You guys see that he is a balded man with what looks like to be several tattoos that crawl along his scalp. He has very dullish yellow eyes and what looks like to be a scar that runs on both sides of his face that go all the way down to his mouth.
I could facilitate some form of meeting with a greater being with a wellspring of knowledge, and you would most certainly make it out alive. But
What do you mean alive?
I as the Crowfather am a master of secrets. Those secrets are held by none other than what would be my wife. the
Oh,
Raven
you're gonna have me
Queen.
go see the Raven Queen then. God! Lionel just like fucking screams into his fucking hoodie. God!
I would much appreciate not dealing with her.
A wild
No.
guess. That would involve
Well,
the
let's-
dip in a pool, right?
Let's hear this out.
Well, if he says we come back alive, I hope that means we don't have to go into a pool.
I feel like this is going to be upon me, of all things.
It is solely up to you, but knowledge that is given mustn't be thrown freely among those of the seal. I can tell you everything about what you might be looking for, their history, where they began, and how they've been created, but I could not possibly tell you where they are.
Maybe on where they was last seen? A battle? On someone's possession?
So,
The
I
last
understand.
The last time I ever had witnessed a fragment of Primeval was when I was in my prime.
Well,
Alright, well, here's one of our problems then. If I'm doubling back on all this information as Lionel's pacing back and forth, just like sitting at the table now, here's what I gathered from all of this. Is that I need to seek an audience with the Raven Queen and tell her about what's going on and plead with her that we need assistance in this time, because this not only does this have to deal with us, but it also has to deal with gods, considering that one's trying to crawl itself back into relevance.
Yes.
So,
I
would not recommend you, Lionel.
then who?
As
yeah, you were just talking about
he-
the Raven Queen. Like,
as he begins to look at the rest of you.
I don't think you, Lionel, will be entrusted with wanting to see such a being.
Bad enough,
However,
I already see a celestial girl in my dreams now.
I believe either of you three would be able to do it.
And he's pointing at Garu. He's pointing at Franz. And he is pointing at Helena.
Who?
He's pointing at you.
Goodness. What makes you think I'm qualified, sir?
Helena's eyebrows are just raised. She's just keeping eye contact.
I'd
silently.
hazard to guess is because seeing her is rather maddening to a normal person. You can't exactly see things now, can you?
Bring the blind guy in so he doesn't get the madness. Holy shit!
Bring the blind guy so he can't see the face of a god.
Well,
Makes sense.
that part
Yes,
makes
yeah.
sense, but why Franz or I?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I have a feeling your mind, and he's pointing at you, Helena, because he still doesn't know your name. Your mind would not be so easily shattered, being ripped through the threshold of the astral plane. However,
Your beard is far shorter than mine.
However, you, and as he's looking at Franz, you understand the cycle of life and death relatively well, don't you? I feel you've seen nature as it is. The natural course.
More than you think I do.
I can feel it. As the winter sings to me in my ears, it's almost as if it's the song that drives such a decision. But either of you three, she would welcome an audience.
Is it possible for us to go all at once? Possibly as a group?
I would not guarantee all of you would come back. Just one.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. The last person I met who had to deal with her became a mindless idiot who decided to steal those goddamn items.
What choice do we have, though? She's probably the one who knows what we're looking for.
And we're kind of strapped for time as well.
That's another thing we actually came to ask information of. I've only ever was told the stories of it, and I've read a little bit about it, but there's a pond or a body of water not far from here that is attached to another plane of existence. We need information as to where it leads to.
The pools of Hawaii. I remember jumping through those in my youth. During the midnight, when the moon is full, the pools will glow, and the Fae will be your guide.
I just turn and look over at Helena.
Yeah, Helena looks back at him. Does it?
Does it what?
Does it make sense to me?
I think that was above game. She was asking for
It makes sense, considering that the Fae are often those who facilitate a lot of dimensional travel. The pools of Hawaii were pretty much this place where all the pools can take you to different planes of existence, and they need a sort of guidance of the moon to give them the proper direction. But there are multiple pools, not just one.
Oh, because I was about to ask. Would the type of moon in the sky alter where the plane goes to?
It has to be a full moon.
Okay, so it's only a full moon and it only goes to one place.
Yeah, one pool goes to one dimension, one plane of existence. And there are multiple.
Yeah,
So we need to find the right pool then,
basically.
rather than get a right time. When is the next full moon?
And he looks out the window and he sees the small break in the clouds. It's probably about 2 nights from now.
Christ, that's pretty soon.
Is there any way to determine which one's which besides asking the Fae? Is that the only way?
The pools all shimmer different colors, but they don't stay in one place for too long. Depending on its color, you would be able to determine what plane you'd be able to go through. What plane are you all searching for?
Feywild, I think.
Feywild.
They was.
Right? That's my home. Yeah, the Feywild.
Yeah. Then you would be looking for a bright green pool. And
Is
the
there one
waters will
nearby?
shimmer silver.
Bright green with shimmer silver. I really hope there's no like lime green with the.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you picked the teal green one.
The azure.
Can I roll a history check to see if there's anywhere nearby that facilitates that color in my history?
It's the pools of a Y.
It is? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
they are noted, documented, and protected, but not protected by the kingdom or
So
the
the location is
empire.
not-
It is protected by the forest.
all right, cool. So, all right, so that checks out. We in 2 days we can just hit up that pool, but I'm not a druid. I look over to Franz. The pool is protected by nature.
I mean,
Protected in what way?
I don't know,
like,
God.
They're protected by Fae.
Oh, okay.
could Franz
Combat gear.
could Franz do some sort of history or some sort of check to where he might know more about this? I feel like he should have known something from his master, but then again, that's up to God. To
Make
decide.
make a history check. Just a regular
History?
history check, yeah.
All right, let's see what the dice gods have for me today. That is what's my plus for history? It's +2, so that's overall a 14.
It's on the tip of your tongue, and you're trying to remember, but there's just something that like in anybody's head, there's just always a little black hole of information that's just not coming out or coming to memory.
Oh wait, I think I do know something about this. I don't remember it though.
Oh, great.
Lionel's fucking face just went like high, like it went from a smile to an open mouth catatonic.
Okay,
By the way, at this time there is now frog soup in front of everyone, and the two bird children are now ducking their beaks into the bowls, and you can hear the slight scratching of the wood, like.
Adorable.
Lionel's not waiting. Get in on it.
I'm eating some frog soup.
Oh boy, oolong frog soup, my favorite.
Do you want some of this?
You guys hear the same sound from Garu as you hear from the kids.
All
The
right.
scratching of a wooden bowl with their maw.
How in the flying fuck are the three possum people not the fucking sloppiest eaters?
Hey,
Yeah,
It's a mystery.
how
It's
is it
magic.
Why
chicken
can't-
soup?
And this is why Canis doesn't sit next to Garu anymore.
you say that as all the flying food and frog legs start hitting Franz in the face.
It absorbs into his beard through osmosis.
It's to feed the birds
Like
that
a
live there.
sponge.
I mean, y'all need to find a way through.
And Lionel's dad begins to kind of eye around.
I may know somebody.
Who are you thinking, Pop?
Well, it's a friend of mine that I met years and years and years ago. They're the ones that helped me get the water for the mead.
Lionel snaps fingers. Oh yeah, Dad, why have we not had any yet?
Oh, well, one of the casks are still brewing up, and it should be done in about a couple weeks, and hopefully we can get that sold as soon as possible.
You're all out of stock? That's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's been a good sail outside of the forest, and make some mighty fine coin and trade.
Yeah, adventuring pays nothing, so that's good enough.
You practically need a second job.
It don't
Second
make too
job.
much coin, but it makes good coin.
But who's this person you're talking about, sir?
Well, you're just gonna have to see him to believe him.
Oh dear.
No,
I
Miss?
don't like the sound of that.
Helena doesn't look particularly impressed considering who her king is.
See who?
So,
And he's looking like from the kneecaps of Garu as he looks up. He's like, "Oh, okay, now I see." Okay.
I don't.
correct me if I'm wrong. Let me see if I understand our situation. We need to go to the Feywild.
Yes.
So we are going to get a guide to go to the pools in 2 days.
Yes.
But first, we have to talk to the Raven Queen, right?
Yes.
How do we do that?
Well, what did we do last time? That sort of summoned her.
That involves dying, though, I would hope.
I just look over at the Chrome Father like, I really hope you have some way of doing it without any of us dying.
Yeah, you have her phone.
You got her on
Dial.
speed dial. You got your wife on speed dial.
It's my top
Well,
5.
Just send mind beams to her. I do it to other
Is-
people all the time.
It is an ancient. It is a ancient ritual. But it's probably one you would think of.
And what kind of ritual is this?
Yeah, is this perform? Do we need to sacrifice someone?
No. I would suggest you stopping by the temple if you so desire to have this communion.
So probably tomorrow then.
Hi. Sir, what happens if someone fails? You just say our companions can resist it, but
Well,
what's the worst that can happen to them?
let me say it like this. If you manage to anger death, death will come for you.
We have no reason to anger death.
We have
And how would one accidentally anger death?
we have a reincarnated
Spit in the eye of life.
How can we avoid angering the
How
death?
can we make
Yeah.
death upsetting?
How do we not upset death?
Don't
Should I-
just forget.
Should I compliment her hair?
That will be a
You can't even
determination of whether or not you will be communioning.
Oh, okay.
So it's a one-way ticket for one person, so you three have to decide who's doing it.
Oh my god.
I now have my doubts as to whether or not we should use Garu.
Nah, I did that out
Well,
of the just pocket right away.
As he now begins to slowly stand.
If you no longer need me to tell a story, I will head home for the night.
No.
Yeah.
I got two. Well, I got a story. I got something to ask you, and then you can ask River.
Go ahead, Lionel.
With the fact that this is going to be a war basically on the mortal realm and divination itself, clearly there must be someone with potential powers beyond the Raven Queen that you know, or someone else who would take heed to this as quickly as possible and take this seriously.
Probably only one.
And who is that?
Her name is Mondamea.
Montemea? Okay.
She once wore the Umbris Regalia. She had since then cast it off.
Can you run me a quick history lesson on that Jarl, like outside of character?
As history tells, Mondamea was one of the original 6 champions that fended off against Tiamat 100 years ago. She was an Aasimar. She was the daughter of Sihanin. and her after a short interaction with the Raven Queen, she made a deal and became her champion. And then after Tiamat's fall, she then renounced that title and then returned the Umbrus Regalia to whence it came, but nobody knows where it came from, as history is told right now. It was recorded that she had it and that she what it did, but not exactly sure where it went.
Okay, where like just so we can quickly get this above game, so I can get to let Bracky do a question. Where was this person last seen, and is it anywhere close by?
As far as you guys know, you don't know, but she does have 2 kids.
What?
She has a son and a daughter.
Oh my.
And the son is currently one of the paladins of Palor in Wallenstein, and her daughter travels the world.
Okay, so Wanston is probably one place we're gonna have to ask for assistance then when we get back to the country.
Okay, 2 children. Can you repeat those names?
Oh, it's Oscar Jr.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Oscar Jr.
He likes drawing butts.
He likes drawing butts.
He likes drawing butts.
It is.
I hear he likes climbing
Oscar.
walls.
It is Oscar Jr. as Oscar was the champion of Palor. Oscar or Jr. OUR, and then the daughter is Leia Maya.
Leia Maya.
Yeah, Leia Maya took her mother's name and also one of her weapons.
Okay, well, talking to the son will probably be something on our priority list when we get back to the country.
What did you say? What did you say they were again?
They're the... Oh, sorry.
Oscar is currently one of the head paladins in Wallenstein for the Church of Palor, and Leia Maya, it's M.A., by the way. Leia Maya is traveling the world, so it's hard to pinpoint where she is, unless you manage to make some good checks.
Cause Oscar Mayer has a way of B-O-L-O-G.
Shut your fucking mouth. I hate that song. I hate it. Fuck it. Put the comment. I'm killing Helena.
You catch Oscar in the act of drawing a commission.
I can't believe this is where your tipping point is. Not clowns, but a guy named Oscar.
Yeah, the guy named Oscar and not Clons. Like, fuck off.
All right. Well then.
Bracky had a question.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I actually it was kind of two. First off, what does your wife do with the revenants?
When it comes to revenants, it's hard to determine their fate. They often have a goal, so that way they do not create an imbalance within the astral plane. It's hard to tell you what they do, or what she does.
She turned my brother into one.
Probably by his own decision.
Is there any way to reverse it? He turned into a tool.
If he made a deal with the Raven Queen, then that is the decision between him and his patron. I'm sorry, little one.
One more thing. Anything you can tell me about Sahir?
And the time when Zahir was created was shortly after the Favelmark began. He would ravage lands, and he would demand his followers unbridled loyalty. He is a god of secrets and lies, and in his own art, assassination and death. Like any snake, he would slither around from plane to plane as a toy to himself, and after he became bored, he sought more power than he should have had, and was punished for it.
He's supposed to be dying, right?
Dying is a long endeavor for a god. If they are stripped of their power, they are stripped of their near immortality. And they get weaker over time. And they become dramatically weaker when those who had given their faith to them die.
The less followers, the less strength.
Belief is a powerful thing.
That's the thing we're dealing with. I don't know if you have any, I don't know, insight how we can protect ourselves from it.
For most people, they run. But
That is not an option for us.
as I can tell. Well, and he gets up and
Actually, wait. I have a question as well, and one that you might want to know too, River. What is the true nature of these marks? And he shows off the mark underneath his cowl, or his fucking gi, or whatever.
If you have any knowledge of dragon marks.
I see. The dragon marks. They are not representative of the god that you think they represent. They are markings that become guides to those who are given invitation to see those of the creation of the universe. The primordial dragons.
Oh. And what would Sahir and their followers want of us with these marks?
The marks hold great power, depending on which one they are. Yours, I would say, is a powerful mark, one made for destruction and attack, made for defending, and to deal away with those who would dare to hurt you.
Was he talking to like Garu then River, or was
He was
just
talking to
about the
you,
same?
Garu.
That's a lot to take in.
To any of you who have ever heard about the stories of the primordial dragons, they
Is that
say
common
that
knowledge?
I looked.
You guys know about the primordial dragons, as it is the Enclave's duty to protect their gates. The gates are only opened to those who the primordials consider worthy of their blessing. And not really sure as to why. They're very abstract beings, but these were the original creatures that designed and structured this universe. They created Urtzi-Heimel together. They built the planes together. They've also subsequently created the gods in their own way, but after they released that power into the universe, up for grabs, up to be taken by anyone, once that was out, they created their gates, so that way those who had the dragon mark would be allowed to go see them, but the gates would remain closed. And
So, I'm sorry.
And so when anybody with the dragon mark needed knowledge of the universe, or needed to know things that were beyond our comprehension on where it's going to go, they would seek guidance from the dragons.
Okay, so if I'm just gonna say this above game, so we have a better concept of it. So, how this works is that people with the dragon mark can go talk to the dragons, which are above the gods. So it goes mortals, gods, and then dragons, because the dragons pretty much are just like the pinnacle of what is the meaning of life, sort of nonsense.
Is that the understanding we have?
Yeah. Like, am I right, or am I making shit up?
No, you're about right. These primordial dragons were the ones that, yeah, they are based off of the original 6 elements of the universe,
Okay.
which is light, darkness, earth, wind, water, and fire.
Okay, so then by that logic, because I just want to get this out there, so it's like, why would a god covet this when they're gods? Because there's a higher caste above them.
Okay.
Yeah, they got the Uber boss.
Yeah.
So they want that.
They want our VIP passes.
Well, if that's the case as to what a dragon mark is, I would assume that it's impossible for him to steal it. Or for him to use it.
Because if they're worth them, if someone just taking something away from someone who's worthy, obviously it wouldn't work in their favor in the first place.
But that's another question I have. Can it just be given to someone? Or is it something that you're born with?
It is...
Because this only just recently showed up a few months ago. Or a few weeks, I think. A few weeks ago.
It's about a few weeks.
Yeah.
It is deemed by the primordials. I would say only they would be able to tell you.
I see.
Well, I think I've told my stories, yes?
I believe so, unless we're missing anything else.
No, I think we pretty much have our next steps. It's just now we have to take them within the next 2 days before we have to bail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have a chat with the Raven Queen, and we have to have a chat with Oberon, it seems.
Yes.
I believe after that, our next step should be the Veil.
Girl, Father, just to be sure, would you happen to have any way to defend people from being scryed upon? Is there any safe place here? I don't know.
Probably the temple itself.
Anywhere holy, hallowed ground would probably be the only place.
We need a room there.
Well then, I suppose it's time for me and the kids to take our leave.
And as he begins to get up, you see the 2 kids helping him
Aw.
by the hands and getting him on his feet.
Crobates.
Oh, that's precious.
The Crobies.
Then what?
The Corvids.
Well then, my story has been told. And he
Thank you
begins
for your
to...
time, then.
They were lovely stories. Arigato.
He gives a very slight bow, and the kids... His story is told. My story is told. And
Precious.
they follow him out as you guys hear the slide of the door clack up against wood.
I actually I stop one of the kids as they walk by, and I mutter something to them. Don't say this out loud now. And I tell them the incantation for prestidigitation.
Oh no.
You could dare to see that this small child may smile, if not for their face.
Good, yes.
Yes, cartoon smile.
Realistic bird teeth.
Lionel just like laces his fingers Akari style.
Curious little things, huh?
And they take a leave, and now with Rock and Time now
As
that
soon as he leaves, River just goes, "Fuck, he's fine."
Rock and Time now helping with the dishes, and Rock now heading out towards the back. Lionel, you want to see me in my finest works? Yes.
Lionel just default dances his way out with his dad. Let's go see what you got.
All right. And as for the rest of you, you are left with a dishwashing time, and
I'll do it.
and you are left to go to bed for the night. Lionel, you spend about a couple of hours with your father as he's showing his skill in cobbling, and he's now going over towards the casks and checking their balance and making sure that the gases are properly escaping, as it doesn't blow the damn thing up. And he's shaking one of them and is like, "This one has blueberries and a little bit of mint in it. I hope this one turns out well."
Can I roll an investigation check to see if everything's like actually built up to code?
Go ahead.
Nice. 19.
Based off of OSHA standards? Not really.
Mending spell.
Yeah, so many things.
Lionel like sees all the cracks and faults and then like points it out to his dad and casts mending to fix it to show him like where the problems are.
He is vastly surprised, and watching you show off your skills as, you know, a wizard who has traveled very, very far and learned so much. He at some point he takes what looks like to be a small bottle and is like, "I've been hiding this brew. I try not to drink, and I don't want to worry your mother, but." He pulls out one glass, and he pulls out another glass. He's like, "You want some?"
Lionel just like nods his head. Oh, Dad, I have to tell you, for a man who's going into such a business, Mom has to at least understand that you have to drink some of the brew to at least get it right.
You know how she might be. I don't want to worry her none. My health is always on the back of my mind, but you know, a drink here and there is never too bad.
Father, that is what we call social drinking. Nothing wrong with that. Let us have a drink.
And he pours out some of the short amount of or the small amount of mead that he does have, and it is like seeing the stars on a perfect night. It tastes like glory.
Yeah, dude.
Your dad definitely has been taken up to this skill these past several months, and this is some good tasting shit.
Lionel like looks at his dad after taking the shot, and like he's like, "Dad, excuse me, Dad, I gotta say, you have quite the knack for this."
Thank you, son. Thank you very much. And hopefully one day this could be an empire for everyone, for all of us.
You think everyone else would actually flock to it?
Have to always have high hopes. And he gives you the father-son hug, over the shoulder and holds you close. And he shows you the rest of his tinkering abilities, and you do help with the rest of the slight mending and fixing of things as you guys go throughout the workshop and spend the rest of the night cleaning
Here's
up
one more
and
thing
sleeping.
I'll throw to my dad. Here's one more thing Lionel will throw to his dad. He's going to show him a very minute way of casting Acid Splash so he can clean out the tanks.
Oh. Hold on, let me see if we can. Sweet. It goes over his head. That was a 2.
I'll write it down for him.
Yeah. The complication of learning even the most basic of magic takes years of applied knowledge and practice. But this is definitely a good skill to have.
I'm just gonna tell him I'm gonna see it go over his head because he's probably catatonic at this point. Lionel's just gonna pat him on the shoulder and chuckle, just like, Dad, it took me a long while. Based on all the stuff you've been making here, I don't doubt you'll catch on to it just as quickly.
Oh, thanks, son. I'm a little surprised. Magic is just complicated.
Well, the concept of making things is kind of what drove me. What you and Mom have been doing for years. I can't imagine it's any sort of skill. All skills take time and dedication, and magic is nonetheless just the same.
And there's anything about anything that I've ever taught you is probably time and dedication. And he hugs you very close.
Yep, give him a hug back.
You're a good boy, Lionel. I'm glad you're going to be a good man.
Thanks, Pop. I'm learn from the best. Sorry I left and
I will say we were a bit worried. It didn't really break any of our hearts. It's just that your brothers and sisters left, and then you left. And it wasn't hard. It was heartbreaking in a bit. And I guess
Lionel bites the bottom of his lip and just looks at his dad. Have you not heard of them in so long?
I haven't heard nothing from them in months.
Lionel grips his dad's shoulder and looks at him with a stern face. I will not abandon you.
I don't think anyone ever would. I believe in you, Lionel. You were my little starlight, the shine in my eye, the one that I saw that even though, all them had gone, try and seek their fortune, you stayed. You tried to do your best, and when I think back on it, I guess in one way or another, I just saw how complicated the world was, and I was so bullheaded. And I didn't want things to change, but I didn't want you feeling dragged down.
If there's anything I've learned, Pop, it's change is inevitable. There's no way that there's no possible way for us to fight it. The only thing we can do going forward is to just blend in with it.
That is definitely true.
Also, you can't see it, but just imagine. So you know that fucking not press X to doubt, but the fucking LA Noire where the dude falls down the flight of stairs.
I never played the game, but it comes to memory.
what Lionel is fucking feeling when his dad said, "I'm proud of you," and told him about, like, you were always the best son. That fucking image of him in his head just falling down a flight of stairs, just like,
yeah.
I am the favorite.
I am the favorite! Felix!
I'm not sure what happened with your brothers and sisters, as I haven't gotten a letter back in a while, but... What? Damn dogs out barking. Dog people.
The dog people are at it again.
The moles are at it again.
Ah, damn it.
It's goddamn canines.
Hey, I take offense to that.
Is there a corgi knoll out there?
No, it's Franz.
Oh my god.
Oh, whoa.
He's so upset.
He's very upsetting.
No, I'm not sure that they'll be back, but I'm sure to know that you're back for how long you're here.
Well, with fucking dogs.
I know.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's the dog people.
Franz, please!
Franz,
I must.
we're not back in your hometown. Fuck off!
I have a need to a woo.
I haven't wooed in so long. These are my people.
I know, like a mug
It's been a great deal of time since the last time we wooed.
Back to scene.
And returned after Lionel throws a fucking empty wooden ale mug at Franz in dog form, shuts the window, and scene. Anyway, refresh me where we were. Reverse time a little bit.
I'm not sure if they'll be back. All I do know is that you are back, and I will enjoy as much time as I can while you are here.
I couldn't ask for more myself, Pop. By the by, Lionel looks at like his workbench and everything. You got any notes? I'd like to pick up a few new things.
I usually keep it all up here, and he's pointing towards his head and tapping it. I mean, parchment's expensive.
No, I understand that, but truth be told, Lionel like points out the window towards his tower.
Oh, yes.
Might grow a little bit of entrepreneurship, just like my old man.
I would like to see that one day, and I'm sure you'll be the one to do it.
I mean, you saw it technically today. The halfling friend of mine, that gemstone. Lionel points at himself with like a dumb, stupid like smirk on it. The Rigby like happy O face.
Oh, that was you.
Nods his head.
Well, I'm not sure what it exactly did, but
Minor stuff, Pop. It's basically a glorified color changer. So Lionel taps like near his eyes.
oh, okay, I see. All right. Well, that's mighty impressive.
I'm thinking about magical knickknacks. Nothing too fancy, nothing too big. Something that maybe even like the Crowfather's kids would enjoy having, as there's prestidigitation, like spotlights and confetti in the forest somewhere.
Once again, the art of magic takes years to even so much as master, even to begin. But once you're on the roll, you're on the roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not exactly sure if this child is magically innate or not.
Oh, I don't care. I just want him to say it out loud often enough that maybe it does happen, and it'll be even more of a chaotic mess.
Good to know. That is a
Listen,
fluffy,
I am not
fluffy
going to
boy.
be a wizard in this campaign, without one instance of stupid wizard theory applying. Do you know what stupid
wizard?
Do you know what stupid wizard theory is?
I'm aware what stupid wizard theory is. Yes.
Good.
All right.
I would do a disservice to this campaign if there was not one instance from Lionel.
All right. Well then, as the night goes on, you guys begin to wrap up. You all find yourselves opening your eyes to Lionel's tower once more, and the slightly biting cold on your nose as you all head down, find a lit hearth, and you begin your day.
So I guess the first order of business is we should decide who talks to the Raven Queen.
Not Garu.
Why not?
I don't trust you speaking to that thing.
Listen, I know I've had my incidents before, but I guarantee you, I'll be nothing but polite.
No,
Waving his pistol around.
I don't mean.
I wouldn't even have the pistol. It would be like a spiritual thing.
Garu, I don't mean you insulting her. I mean her manipulating you.
Well, I'm not gonna get manipulated by death, that's for sure.
Garu, you get distracted by a loud noise.
It's okay. I can just I can really focus when I really want to. It's alright.
You get lost all the time.
I'm sure he can.
And besides, you have to think of it like this: Franz and Helena need to be in tip-top shape for when we go to the pools in the Feywild. I can take care of it if you want.
Well, let's put it
There's
this
a point about that.
Who do you... Well, going through the pools shouldn't honestly be an issue.
But actually getting to them will be. That's why we need Franz.
That's why we need a druid and we need a fae.
We also have a guide for it. According to Lionel's father.
Well, my father said he can help us get there. Whoever's guarding it, that's going to be on you two.
I am going to be honest. I don't want to pressure you, Helena, but you already have a lot on your plate dealing with your boss. So if we add that to the Raven, to speaking with that bitch, I don't think it's going to be a good idea. I don't want to put too much on your shoulders. Garo, I'm afraid he's going to get manipulated.
I guarantee you, I'll be at my best behavior. Something like this requires absolute attention.
Well, think of it this way, Lionel says, tapping his head, walking back and forth, doing that whole, logical pose bullshit that he's all about. We have to think of it this way. This is out of a lot of our realms of expertise. Lionel looks over at Canis. Technically not you, but it's not a domain that you're used to.
True.
If I can be perfectly honest, while I don't necessarily distrust that Garu could get the job done, I feel more like Franz would be a better choice for it. But of course, no pressure if you're not feeling it.
No, it's not that. It's... I guess this would be something I just need to mentally prepare for, but not against it.
Well, think of it this way. We have 2 days to make this decision. And I don't know about you, but I'm back home in God knows how long. I am not wasting a day thinking about work when I could be walking around town.
I'm sure nobody would blame you for that.
True.
Of course not.
So what do we think? Garu or Franz?
I almost said to rock, paper, scissors it, but then I realized Gar was blind.
So did Franz just put his fist and about to say that? Just...
He was going to be like...
Against his better judgment, just lowers his hand.
Well, you could still do that. But you just say rock, paper, scissors.
But he doesn't know what rock, paper, scissors look like.
All right. Helena will take Garu's hands, and she'll cup his hand into a fist. That's rock. Then she'll extend his 2 fingers. That's scissors. And then she'll lay his palm flat. That's paper.
Oh, is this some kind of custom?
It's a game. Think of it that way. So, paper will beat rock, scissor will beat paper, and rock will beat scissors.
Ah, I see. So that's how we'll determine this, correct?
Right.
Wait, slug Franz right in the face.
Ah, yes, Boulder Shears parchment. That's right.
It's not a copyright game. God damn it.
All right. So, do you guys play rock? Do you guys play Boulder Shears Parchment?
Okay.
Quartz parchment shears.
Quartz, parchment, shears.
But before this evil game of quartz parchment shears, Lionel's gonna hold his hand up 1 second. Okay, before we let this ensue, I'm going to put one extra thing out on the table for why I believe Garo is the proper choice. He has the dragon mark.
That's true.
Fair point.
I feel like he's perfect for this, honestly.
Whew. Oh boy.
Are you sure you don't want to play Boulder Shears and Parchment, though?
I mean, you can still do it. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to put my 2 cents out here and say the guy who actually has the physical mark that is... Wait a minute. That's actually kind of... Lionel's just like, wait, the one thing the gods don't have and covered knowledge over, and we're going to flaunt our royal flush and say that we have it.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily make a big deal of it. I would just want to go ask the questions that we need to ask.
That's fair. And again, I feel that the only person, one of the only 2 people here who actually has the physical thing in question would hold a lot more validity in conversation.
True.
God, you make such a good point, though. God damn it.
Can we still play it for fun, though?
Front of river. Logic.
I know you goddamn logic.
Garu is the best choice.
Garo is gonna blush. Aw, thank you.
Now rock, paper, scissors, go.
Of course.
So here's how it's gonna work. Take a D4. If either of you get a 4, you re-roll it. 1 is paper,
Okay.
2 is rock, 3 is scissors. A 4 is a re-roll.
Roll 4. Garu pulls out his gun and pulls Franz at hollow point.
I am going.
I win!
Perforate the druid.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Roll 1.
So-
All right, on the count of 3. 1,
Alright.
2, 3.
I got
1.
a 4.
I got
Okay.
a 1.
Franz re-roll.
Okay.
4 is a Rochambeau.
I just throat chops him.
I got a 1.
All right.
Reroll?
So
play
if you both got 1s, you basically re-roll until somebody beats somebody.
Oh boy.
All right, rock. Oh wait, Boulder, Shears, Parchment, shoot. I got a
That's-
4.
I got
Roll
a
again.
2.
Okay. Boo, re-roll.
You could have just had a D3, dude.
That is a 2.
I got a 2 as well.
Man, it happens. This is exactly how. This is exactly how the game works.
This is that OC meme with Monopoly and the one guy's a GBJ.
All right.
Oh boy, this is so much fun.
Rock, paper, shears, shoot.
1.
I got a 1.
No, you hit. No,
River walked out of the room.
Kidding.
This just goes on for hours.
Rock,
Lionel's
paper, scissors,
purposely
shoot.
pausing to add to this.
This is so intense.
Stop. This was not how it was supposed to go down. It's supposed to be one game.
My God, a divination wizard would be so nice right now.
Place your bets. I'm gonna place bets on Franz.
Christ.
Two gold on Franz.
Oh,
Canis
fuck.
will leave the room.
I have a way to solve this, but I'm not going to say what it is until they both roll.
Alright.
All right.
All right,
Okay,
ready.
go on, Garu.
Boulder, shears, parchment, shoot. I
got
got 3.
three.
Oh, you got a
God! Why? Why?
They both-
Stupid. This is fucking stupid. Come on, Gyro, just win already. I have 2 gold on you.
This is gonna cause like the world to implode on itself because it's going for too long.
This is so much fun.
I am the rock paper shears god. You have rock papered and shears 100 times with no break.
Yeah.
I am overing this.
Since court parchment shears has gone on 99 times, I take it upon myself to claim your prize.
Last one. Come on, guys.
One more.
sure this
Rock
is
paper
terrible.
shears shoot.
Well,
One more, or else it just takes hours and nobody
1.
wins.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Okay, so
Hey,
okay,
Garu wins.
Garu wins.
All right.
So
Yay!
after
Big
4
grudgingly
shoots,
gives
Garu
River
finally
the 2 gold.
covers your hand and is like, "I got you."
Yeah, but he couldn't see whether it was a rock or not.
Did I win?
Don't make this longer!
All right.
Helena begrudgingly gives River the 2 gold.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you guys doing?
I guess
Well,
we're gonna go over to
The Crow Father. Again.
Yeah.
no the
Oh.
no, what do you say? It was the church, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The temple.
Yeah.
Temple of the Raven Queen.
Temple of the Raven Queen. So we can send Garu to his end.
Yeah, wait, what?
Oh boy!
Yeah,
So-
so we can kill Garu so we can talk to the guy's wife.
As you guys exit out into this village, you guys find yourselves into what is the small bustle of a village, as the streets have many people walking along in the traditional Yimnin attire. You do see a couple of stalls as people are carting things around. One stall smells extremely good, like freshly seared pork and many vegetables and a very thick broth, brothy smell that is emanating from it. As you guys begin to travel out a little bit into what is the slight sloped hillside, where you guys begin to see what is like blackened charred wood of this temple with what looks like to be red flags as they are waving in the wind, with what looks like to be raven-like designs within the crest. As you guys enter, you once again feel like all sound and all forms of life begin to cease around you as you step on these grounds. There isn't a single fly or the sound of a bug. Even the cicadas outside make no endeavor to disturb the silence.
River whispering, are there no other gods in this goddamn planet? We keep dealing with her.
There are
Maybe it's
many.
for a reason.
There are many. You guys just haven't, made your way around to find them.
We haven't really needed them, and well, let's face it, death is everywhere.
As you see the 2 children now beginning to greet both of you. And they open the sliding doors, to which, once again, almost familiar to the small temple that was atop White Dragon Summit. This is much larger and almost like an auditorium. And here you see there are several individuals, mostly female, while there are some here who are giving offerings and even prayer in hopes that those who had passed recently had passed safely. As you all step to the final stone, you see the doors, they open. You see two very tall women wearing masks, as well as an olden crow father, as he begins to find his way down towards the well with all of you. Everyone begins to look and witness. And after a few moments, they all do their final prayers and they begin to leave.
You've all come.
Yes. We're ready to speak to the Raven Queen.
Very well. Here within this well, this is known as a passing ritual, as it will grant you knowledge and time, the one before all of us and the one who will be here after we are all gone. You may find yourself finding it hard to breathe, but accept it and do not fight.
So, all I have to do now is just enter this well, or this pool?
Yeah.
I see. And just for a quick reminder, as he turns to the rest of the party, what exactly should I ask? Or what specific...
We need to know the location of the items.
I forgot the name.
The fragments,
Yeah, I
the
did too.
fragments of Primeval.
Fragments of Primeval.
Yeah, those. And I did
Primeval.
I did put the list in the chat as well.
Yeah. And
Yep.
we're only permitted one question, correct?
You are permitted an audience with her. Ask as many questions as you need before you need to leave.
Just don't make any promises.
Of course.
The last thing we want is to have to deal with the pack of this thing.
I sacrifice the one with the shortest lifespan to you for this question.
Oh no, not Ripper.
Wait a minute.
Quick, throw her in before.
Alright. Garo, as you look down into the well, you see a slight shimmering red, almost like a thick wax, as it is flowing. You can hear the slight slosh and movement as it echoes up the well.
Good luck.
Hi.
You
He's
have
gonna jump in.
Right before you do, he hands you a single feather.
hold tight.
And as you climb on top of the bricks and you hop down, you never feel contact. As you now begin to sink down low, lower and lower, as if your body has never stopped falling, and suddenly you can't breathe. And you feel everything begin to struggle. Your muscles begin to burn. Everything about your nature to breathe. And you just... as air leaves you,
suddenly
Gar's gonna
you feel cold.
Gar's gonna hold on to the feather and relax, just like you said.
As you hold on, you feel cold as it rushes you. Sound no longer reaches you. You feel numb. And then, for some strange reason, for the first time in all the darkness of your life, you see a speck. Like a low-lit lantern. And your feet finally feel some give.
Gar's gonna walk forward, still ripping the feather and still trying to like relax as much as possible.
As you walk through, you feel as if your world is beginning to fill. For the first time, you see color. Red. As you finally reach the lantern, you see a small door with a handle.
Gar was gonna like reach for it and look at his hand to see what he actually looks like.
For the first time, you see black and scales. You look at texture. You are alien to this.
What? Focus. You must. He's gonna open the door.
As you open the door, you are immediately met with the thick smells of like a cafe, coffee rich, slight hints of whiskey and other fine spirits. As the door closes behind you, you see a single figure sitting at a table. Her hair is coarse and black. Her skin pale and white. She looks so young. You see that there
Gar's
is...
gonna like go on.
You also notice that there is a shaded figure behind the counter of this establishment. As he is simply cleaning the countertops. The one where she sits at her table, you see a small perched raven now staring at you.
Oh, konnichiwa. He's gonna speak to the raven.
Hello, Garu.
Hello. I believe you are the Raven Queen, yes?
I am. As she now begins to look towards you. She is wearing almost like this slightly gothic Lolita style with what looks like to be like very fine but very well crafted jewelry. It's kept to a minimum. It's not overbearing.
Wow, for my first sight, you sure are amazing. May I sit down, please?
You are welcome to this table.
Arigato. He's gonna like do the bow and like sit across from her.
As you sit down, the chair pulls back itself and it adjusts back for you.
plenty of legroom. Thank you.
I find it surprising that you were the one that was chosen for this task.
Well, it was mostly due to the circumstances. I certainly hope I'm not a sight for sore eyes.
I've seen many of your kind walk through those doors. You are no different.
Ah, I see. Well then, I came here to request an audience of you. There are some questions we need to ask. Well, I need to ask in their stead.
I'm sure you do.
Of course. And like a little bit nervous in the situation, he's gonna take a quick breath.
However,
Oh, go on.
before I give you secrets, I want to know a secret of your own. One that
Oh,
you value so highly.
I do? You are certainly free to ask it.
I have witnessed the monks of Kali for a great deal of time.
You have?
They've always seemed so intent on their beliefs of peace, especially
Of
in
course.
times of war. However, my question is, do you truly believe in what they do? Or do you truly even know what they do?
Do I know what they do? I mean, the only thing I really know they actually do is go and be ambassadors, but there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
In the time of the Kalis, they surely have facilitated peace at any cost.
Garo's gonna insight that.
Sure.
Okay. Here's using the new dice. Are you fucking kidding me? That's a 2.
No matter what, it feels like her intent is almost beyond you. To witness a god is strange. And for them to make you question something is terrifying.
Well, don't necessarily know what you mean by that, but from what they taught me, I certainly believe. They recently sent me on this pilgrimage to find some kind of truth, so...
As she raises her hand, she snaps. And you see several people begin to fill the room, astral. They
I'm sorry. Oh,
all
go on.
of several different faces as they now begin to look towards you. It's almost mortifying.
I apologize. Did I offend by any chance?
I believe when I said at any cost, I truly wish for you to understand that the universe is not so easy to manipulate peace. As all these people, they look like they've been bludgeoned and killed, murdered, ripped apart.
What is this? When you say by any cost, what exact... Are you implying that...
At any cost.
That can't be true. That's certainly not what they taught me.
as she begins to wipe them away, they all dissipate. Understand, what you've been sent on is not just a pilgrimage. Your teacher demands perfection. Your people demand peace. Surely diplomacy is always an option, but what happens afterwards if it fails?
Garu's just gonna be silent at that. He's just gonna be sweating bullets.
The monks of Kali, while in their endeavor for peace, are also in the endeavor of destruction and death. At any cost. So when you come to me with blood on your hands, what is the cost of peace worth to you?
I don't know. I just don't want anyone to get hurt. It's always such a... He's gonna actually start freaking out a little bit.
As you say that, behind her you see 3 images familiar to you. You see the Githyanki, you see the hag, and you also see another figure. The Githyanki and the hag are very familiar to you.
Are these...
The people you killed at any cost.
It wasn't like that! It was an accident! Or I was forced my hand,
Death is a balance, Garu. Peace comes at a cost. Balance comes at a cost.
You may be right. It does come at a cost. But that's up to... But maybe there are other ways. There has to be, right? Yes?
The universe in its entirety must maintain its balance. That cost is in loyalty. That cost is in sacrifice. When you throw yourselves... She looks out towards the building, almost as if she knows who's out there. When you throw yourselves again and again to embolden peace, it comes at the death of others.
But it's not like it was intentional.
That is the nature of this universe, and I want you to acknowledge that. She looks at you, almost cracking a smile. There is nothing wrong with what you are doing, but there is everything wrong with not acknowledging the balance.
It has to be achieved in And I understand what you're trying to get through. It's just, if I may be frank, may I ask my question? I apologize if I'm being straightforward. It's just, well, time is of the essence, so...
She finally sits back, almost as if prepared to answer all your questions.
Very well then. Me and my friends are looking for the locations of the fragments of primeval. We're trying to stop the resurrection of a god in a snake cult, and we need them to stop them properly. I believe their name is Zahir, the cult of Zahir. I don't know. There's been a lot going on, but I do know that we need to find those fragments. Can you tell us where we can find? At least we can Can you at least point us in a direction?
That I can. However, Aaron's camera turned off.
Oh, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Can they still
Uh-oh.
hear you, though?
They can certainly hear me.
Okay, so not the worst thing to happen.
This is revenge for picking on the blind man. Now you have to
How
experience.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Now he must experience
now you
darkness.
must go into blindness.
This is the balance.
I can't believe Lionel's gonna lose his sight.
No.
I need all of your party to give me their sight.
You can be sight beyond all sights.
Oh,
The-
piss!
It's that.
It's
fucking
good. It's fine.
It's the SpongeBob thing. My eyes.
So, in search of the fragments, you wish to put an end to this god.
Well, they did kind of declare war on us. We at least want to stop whatever they're planning.
She pulls out with what looks like to be a small deck of cards from her dress,
Oh no!
and she splays them out, all of which are images of each individual pieces of fragments. The wild flame, as it rests below a volcano to the north of... God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. You want to know what? Let's take a quick break. I'm going to fix the camera. Because...
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So we'll be back at 8, hopefully with a fixed camera.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right.
10-minute break.
And not live in darkness.
Yeah.
Can you mute us so we can talk?
Yeah.
I need it.
All right. So that being said, we'll be right back for 10 minutes. We'll continue on our little endeavor with the Raven Queen.
Sweet.
It's a good thing that
Sweet.
didn't happen during a fight.
Oh yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
So we'll be back at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be back.
We will be back. All right. See you guys in 10.
Bye.
そうだ味方だぜ
Right, that was the dark fighting wizard, right?
Right.
Yes. Yes.
We're back, guys. We're back.
Boyo!
Well,
Hello, Puyo. Puyo.
Puyo.
All right, so
Welcome.
camera's fixed.
Hey!
Yeah. So thank God. So
Oh yeah.
all ready?
Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Back to
Cheese
serious
balls.
time.
I'm back.
All right. So.
Big tub of
As-
cheese ball.
Yeah.
Delicious cheese ball.
Trying. Go ahead.
As she places cards on the table, and you see each one as it begins to slide over towards you. In the time of the Feyvelmark, when I was born here, the goddess of magic ceased to exist and was split into thousands upon thousands of pieces. Her stars spread across the universe, and many had fallen onto Erzheimel itself. In that time, people found those pieces, and even us gods took advantage of it and created the first fragments of primeval. Over time, many have been created. Some made by me and the other gods themselves.
It is unknown on whether or not all of them are awakened to their full potential, but they are powerful in one way or another. The Wild Flame, as she puts a hammer towards you, a burning maul that would always come back to its user, rests below the Bolero fires and the volcanic mountains of a kingdom ruled by fire giants. The new moon, a longbow that was created by one of a darker faith to the goddess Oceanian. It now rests within the Beastlands. She puts a circle it. Bullia's averted eyes. It is now being worn by a rather callous individual. A Yuan Ti. As it is hard to hunt her down, she does have the item in her possession. The Starbound Tome, she puts with what looks like to be a book, created by a wizard during the time of the Feyvel Mock who wanted power and sought it by putting as many stars within it from the former goddess as possible. It now rests within the library of a great Fey within the Feywild. Ordinous protection, as she places down this card, it looks like wraps as they are blackened and have several streaks of white and runes across it. This one especially crosses your eye. An ancient monk of Cord who also sought peace by any means necessary was blessed with these wraps. And she puts another card, a staff.
Wait, where's the location of the Ordinance protection again? You said it was in the possession of a monk, correct?
It was. It now rests within the temple of Cord, atop the mountain, a mountain capital of Wolenstan. The Everlight. A mighty staff. It is said to guide those of great faith to nature itself. It is said that this is known to lay rest within the sheer plains, around the epicenter of Tiamat's demise. Shade. Cloak on this card. Within the hands of very seely individuals, within the small village of Yangus, within the country of Alanon. The throne, as many who know it, is armor that is donned by the king of Alanon in times of war. The piece that I created personally, Umbris Regalia. It now rests within the ancient bones of the dragon that had once worn it. Within the
And which dragon
Shadowfell.
would that be?
He was known as Balthazar. He was once my champion.
It now rests within his bones on the Shadowfell. Bravery Song, currently within the possession of the King of Dracovania. Mensine's Will, an amulet to guide anyone who seeks light. It is buried with the Aasimar herself, within the dark forests in Hollingrad. And finally, Azoth's Hunt. A new fragment, one that was born within the past 100 years. It is now also buried with its owner.
And who would that be?
Azoth, creator of the Hunters. His workshop is also within Hollingrad, near his wife's grave, Mensine.
That'll definitely give us a start. Though, I do have a question. Is it possible to to forge a new primeval fragment?
You would need a star. A very fragment of the goddess herself.
And where would one acquire that?
Even that I do not know. She died with her
I see.
secrets.
Ah, I see. Well, that should be what we're looking for.
Now,
Although,
as you do understand, balance must always be met under all circumstances. If any of you are incapable of doing this, I will see fit to come for your lives.
you certainly won't have to.
Do not waste my gift, Garu.
I certainly will not. And Garo's gonna do a little bow and get up from the table. And as he walks away a few steps, I do have one personal question, though. But first, I want to know the cost. It's nothing regarding some ancient weapon or the gods or whatever of the sort, but a personal one.
Very well. What is it?
Where can I find the truth that I'm seeking? The reason behind this pilgrimage? Or what I can find out about what's really going on in the Temple of Hokkaido?
That is a price you would have to pay.
But what price?
As she gets up, almost as if she was like a still porcelain doll, as she now begins to get up and almost entranced by her movement. Her coarse hair begins to go long. Her face no longer a face, now a porcelain mask. Her once beautiful dress now becomes like cloaked feathers, and you begin to see that the world that you were once in is now beginning to fall around you. And she begins to grow almost encumbering your entire sight. You would have to give up everything.
I see. Then I'll have to respectfully decline.
Very well. And for the first time in all this moment, you no longer see sight. Everything returns to darkness and black, and suddenly you rise up from the well, breathing and gasping for air, your friends pulling you out. It was only a moment. It was almost as if he entered and then exited out as fast as he went and came.
Are you already finished?
Yes, I know where they are. All of them. And he's gonna tell everyone about the list. He's gonna list them off.
Garo, how many fingers am I holding?
2?
You can't see.
Black again.
I slapped
Blind.
River upside the back of the head.
Ah, I keep forgetting. Sorry.
Have the blind man who just had a fucking religious experience ask you if he could fucking see your fingers. Genius, brilliant.
Look, the way he fights, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, no,
I
no,
shall
it's in character.
I shall take that as a compliment. But what are we going to do now?
Well, we make the list. Okay.
Enters in River's mouth like a punch card. Okay, we go here.
Wow.
Did she ask you for anything? Did you do anything?
Well, she did. It was nothing substantial. She just gave me the information.
Fucking Lionel walks up in front of him, steps on his toes. No, what did she say?
It was a reliving of the past. It's a very personal thing. I assure you, it's nothing of a concern to the rest of you.
Insight check.
Garu, make a deception check, and let me know what those numbers are.
How does it feel, bitch?
Oh boy, +0. Let's go.
Oh man, that sounds familiar.
15.
15?
Alright. Insight for me. Good thing I have a +7.
Oh,
no, I have a plus. I have a plus
Oh
3.
no.
I was kidding. I'm sorry. I looked at investigation. I have a +3. I got 17.
He's shaken, almost as if the experience of an individual or a being so above it all, he was definitely told something that made him uneasy, and you can tell it's not sitting well with him right now.
I will grant you a grace period of time to return to the material plane, so your mind can return to as it once were. But I expect you to answer my questions when that time is up.
Oh, you have no idea. He keeps those grudges. He didn't talk to me like for a
I'm certainly aware, but really, it's very personal.
But Lionel just like waves his hand, just like, nope, don't want to hear it. 24 hours.
No, what?
Well,
He can keep his promises, trust me. I know about this. But for now, just try to calm down.
yes, of course. I still have my breathing techniques. Just give me a minute. Yes.
Yep. Well, now with this list, we at least know where to start.
Where would that be, though? It appears to be in a bunch of places. Where is this Kingdom of Fire? And also, are we going for all of these things?
We most likely don't have the time to go for all of them, so I suggest either the easiest to find or the most powerful of them.
What do you say? Like a month of travel?
At the very least, we can attempt to get one that may suit all of us.
Does Garu explain that the Raven Queen said that in order to make a new one, you must have the power of starlight?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
You
like,
have to
he would
be-
say that too.
You have to be given the star a piece, a fragment of the original goddess of magic.
Oh, okay.
That is
Wow.
how the gods and how even mortals were able to forge these fragments of primeval.
If I was to speak out on a whim, I would personally prioritize the spell book.
Yes, of course.
The same, yes.
We are.
Wait, why,
going
why?
there Anyway, we're going to the Feywild.
Well, no, beyond that, do you not remember the dream I said in passing a few weeks ago?
The one that you saw a godchild or something?
I saw a child dressed in starlight.
Huh.
That is true.
There might be a correlation, but that's just it. It's a coincidence. It doesn't have any actual holding.
You did
But
say
we are
it's
going
in
to the Feywild, so
It's in a library at a Great Fey in a Feywild. How many Great Fey will we be able to cross out of the list?
Your dad's a great fae, right?
Helena blinks. My father?
Deer in headlights.
A great fae within the Feywild. She
Helena,
probably mentioned an archfey, but probably not
Yeah.
one.
Helena gives like a slow blink. No.
Wait, your entire culture is all about the information, right?
Oh yes, of course.
I mean, they know what this item is.
Possibly.
I doubt they'd give that information for free.
Well, here's the thing. My first thought is obviously the king. When they say a great fae, it's most likely an archfey.
Couldn't
He's
she
an
be more
archfey, so-
specific?
Well, I mean, archfey is about as big as they come. So I'd say it's a good place to start. Need to speak with them anyway, so no real harm in asking.
Boy, I'm about to read about Eldritch Starlight.
Helena rubs her temples. Oh, this is gonna be a headache.
I'm trying to look into this. So we have the idea. We have Spellbook as our first objective since we're going to the Feywild.
Yes.
So you have the Wild Flame, New Moon, Bullia's Averted Eyes, Star Tome, Arondis's
Yeah.
Protection,
Yeah,
Everlight,
the Star Tome
Shade.
seems to be the best
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Starbound Home is what we're gonna aim for first.
At least
We're going to the Feywild.
And we had stuff to do in Wallenstein too, right? Or at least console some extra forces. Wallenstein. That's where the Ordnance Protection is. At least Canis needed to didn't Canis
No, it was
want to
Dracovania.
Ah, gotcha.
Bravery
which was-
Song, which is a shield currently in the possession of the king
two
of
these
Dracovania.
Two of these items have been held by kings of two different places that we may or may not be
Yes.
able to even convince.
Who we may not even be able to see, let alone convince.
Even worse. Then there's two. I think it was two of them. They are in graves, or three of them.
Two
A
of them
handful of
are
them are
nearby
great.
each other. Mensine's Will, which is an amulet, and Azoth's Hunt.
Buried within the dark forest in Hollengard, and the no one fucking uses pistols here.
I do.
No,
It's very
Effectively.
intimidating.
effectively, we can't intimidate the hair. The Shadowfell, that's the hardest one, and most dangerous.
I'm not sure whether we should bother with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Besides,
Units
one of
location.
them is the Beastlands. No idea where.
The Beastlands.
Well, where's this
that a
Everlight?
plane?
Does anyone know where this Tiamat died? Maybe it's in Aldernon.
You guys know the fell was within the Great Shear, which is south of Wallenstein. It is a pure flat mesa of a land where it is now becoming a wellspring.
Just for the sake of the
magic.
argument, can we have a giant world map instead of just Algernon, please?
Oh, I swear to God, I had it.
Yeah, because all we've gotten is like Algernon. I think you filled it in a couple times with the areas we weren't so much major cities, but
just like major expanses that take like 30 days
Now,
to get between.
that said, we should probably take care of that off stream. For now, we have at least our first
Okay.
agenda.
We just need to
and
know.
we can probably take care of that
Yeah.
later.
We just need to know basically which ones are in the same continent and which other planes.
Yeah.
Same area, yeah.
For more ease.
Yeah.
Like is like where Tiamat was defeated is in Alernon, right? Or did I get kind of confused?
It was on another place. It's
Oh, no.
not. It's
but
a different
it's still on the
country.
material plane.
Yeah, on the prime material plane. Yes.
Okay. The beads remind me. They work only if we have been there before, right?
Yeah, it has to be from memory.
That's why we had to have Lionel to get us here.
Yeah.
I like to imagine we go to the Feywild. I never want to see you again. They leave. Lionel's right behind him, fucking dancing.
Where is she? We could ask Alana, the elder from Earl Enclave. Isn't she one of the people who defeated the Hamlet?
She was.
She's our closest contact to it,
It's a good idea.
and she shares my passion for revenge.
We've also been there before, so we could quickly teleport to it with one of these stones we have.
The thing is that she didn't answer me last time I tried to contact.
I'm sure she was just busy. I mean, she is in charge of the entire Vale, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know. I did not expect for her to just not answer it. What if something happened to her?
Well, I guess we need... Yeah, that's the case. We need to find out.
Indeed.
Well, for now we need to take care of the Feywild first. We have 2 days for it. Well, a day actually. Tomorrow night.
As all of you are having this conversation in the middle of a temple, you see as the Crow Father begins to guide all of you out, and he stops you, Garu, for a second.
Eh?
Do you know what she asked you?
What she asked of me?
Yes.
I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I want to know what it is.
Very well.
And he gives you a pat on the back, and he lets you all go back into the Forest of Spirits.
This is a small community, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's like a shop with potions or something.
There's probably one. Make an investigation check.
Sure. Lionel, you want to help me out find some magic or potions or something?
I know
You used to live here, you should
You
know.
live here?
Finger guns! Give advantage!
Yep.
Maybe they changed something. There's a potion seller or something.
I remember going into Old Farmer Maggot's crop.
It's 14 with advantage.
14 with advantage. Yeah. It takes you guys a little bit of time.
It's been a while.
Does take you guys a bit of time. You do find with what looks like to be a rather simple, which is Bus and Brew, which is the name of the shop, and it smells like hell in here. The thick sulfur smells. There's a strange green liquid in a jar as soon as you enter that is vastly apparent as it is in the middle of the shop. It squares out, and then it comes back into what looks like to be a centered area. All their glassware is smudged, slightly dirty, and you hear the slight and you see what looks like to be a very nervous looking dog woman. Yes?
Hi, we're looking for some quick healing items, medicines.
Oh, okay. And she gets out. She's basically this slightly, almost gaunt-looking, grayish-furred dog woman. Her outfit, much like a Lionel's, only a little bit more coverage and ornate, and her ears flop over, and there's a long flowing hair that is obviously covering a certain side of her face. She looks nervous, like painfully nervous.
Everything
Why?
all right?
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I don't get customers.
Alright.
Can I insight that? She's running a shop.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little weird.
This is a crack. No, shit.
Hey, River.
Lionel, you know this woman. She's nervous by nature. Every time you see her out in the village, she tries to get what she needs and then goes back here.
Lionel just like nudges Helena as she's about to like ask a question. He just like shakes his head and mouths introverted to her.
Helena just arches a brow and then just gives a little shrug. No bully.
No bully.
No
I just
bully.
want to be sure. Who else in the party? This is of who in the party is missing healing potion?
Let me check.
I forgot that we had any.
I have. Yeah, we do. I have 2. I bought some last time, so.
I have a single potion of healing.
I am the potion of healing.
Yes.
My penguin heals me.
I had to use mine.
All right. So, as far as what she has in potions, she does have various kinds, and she does have several different kinds of healing potions, which are the ones that are at the forefront of the shop. A great deal of them have already gone and passed, and she hasn't made any more, but there are about 2 potions of greater healing and 1 potion of regular healing. On the odd end of the shop, you guys notice that there are about a couple of strange looking grayish potions. Seems to be something floating in it that you're not exactly sure about.
Helena will take a closer look at it.
These are potions of giant strength. And then on the other end, on the left side of the shop, there are just general like potions of water breathing, a couple of potions of fire breath, and also 1 potion that is just chained together. It has a bright pink looking shimmer to it, and it seems to have a small bubble in the shape of a heart.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Oh no. Oh no.
So remind me again the price of the healing potion. It was 50 and 100.
So it's 50 for a regular healing potion, and then I believe it's 150 for a greater, and then it's 300 for, and it just goes up in that step.
I don't think anyone is against the share account potions.
For healing, no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
There are a few potions of resistance as well on this odd end of the
Is
shop.
there anything resistance against necrotic?
There are a couple of there are about two necrotic, one for fire, one for lightning, and then one for cold.
How much are the resistant ones?
Those are about 300 each.
No, for fuck's sake.
They give you resistance to an effect for several hours.
I am aware, but
Thank God it's several hours because the spell for it sucks.
I'm gonna ask the dog woman what the mystery potion is, even though I clearly know what it is.
It is a potion that enthralls an individual to the first person they see.
Oh, it's a love potion.
A love potion.
How
Filter
long?
of love.
About a couple of hours.
Oh man, it's 6 hours. Oh fuck.
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in love?
No, I don't believe in artificial things like that. It's not natural. You don't make this. This is
Lionel
no.
shoots confetti in his face.
like that. That's not natural.
I will spend $400 gold from the shared account to buy the 2 greater potions of healing and 2 normal ones.
Okay.
Well, if they have this in stock, clearly there was a demand for it at some point.
Yeah, the
Why,
rupees.
how did you come across this?
I wanted a nice man,
Yeah, I don't think we
and
need to
he
discuss it.
left.
Oh.
Lionel catatonics.
Don't worry about it.
So like left as in physically, or like left as in astrally. There's different forms.
Don't
It's
think
true.
You should ask.
And she looks at you almost uninterested and almost it's stressing her out.
No, that's not no, that's no, that's not wandering to private life.
How much?
What?
How much is it?
Oh, are you thinking the same thing I am? I'm so glad.
How much is it?
For you, Lionel, 200.
I put it down.
200 gold for
As-
that? Jesus.
As you put down the gold, shocks her, and she slowly, shakingly opens the wooden door behind it, and then she grabs the box, which is once again chained, and hands it to you.
Thank you.
I don't like the look of that. Please.
That's dangerous.
Lionel,
but-
what do you intend to do with that?
Oh, please.
Are you trying to find a new carpet wife?
Lionel turns slowly to Garu.
I'll buy the necrotic resistance potion too.
They are about 300.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. And
There's one thing
she's as she walks around, she's like almost like overtly protective of herself and trying to just like keep eyes on all of you so that way like no one can spring anything on her. And she opens the door and slowly pushes the potion towards you and tries to make no contact with you.
though. Don't worry.
Jesus.
Just trying to avoid getting shanked.
Lionel,
I have to know. What are you planning?
The hell are you gonna use that for? What do you need it for?
Lionel just shrugs.
River is going to handle
You,
Lionel.
you wicked little thing. I was going to buy that if you didn't.
Lionel shrugs.
What would you need it for?
Helena just looks at him. What, do you not trust me?
He starts glaring at her.
Helena just gives him a Cheshire Cat smile. And then she just bobs her eyebrows at him. Well, fine, if you don't trust me that way.
Still glaring at her while she walks away.
River will handle Lionel a potion of rare healing and 2 potions of normal healing.
Hell yeah!
All right. And as all of you finish up, and it's like, are you going to all leave now?
Take care.
Goodbye. And as you say take care, she immediately runs back into the back room.
Ugh.
She's probably making crack. Let's move on.
Doc, what?
A meth lab exploded later that day.
I swear, we keep running into a bunch of the crack plots.
Some people are just nervous, Garo. It's just...
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Garo, that checks out. Her demeanor is the same as it's always been since I lived here.
Oh, okay. So she's always been a dealer.
No, Garo, there's no drug dealing here.
Garo, I'm getting a little worried. Is there something that you're not telling us?
Are the monks
What?
drug dealers?
Have you been partaken?
Partaking? In what?
Young man, have you been doing drugs?
No, I would never inject the weed.
Inject the weed. My God.
Lionel's smoking a pipe right now.
So,
But I apologize. I just need to be sure that we all have to heal ourselves. I know Lionel has been in some issues. Gaines, you say you don't want them.
Darling, are you apologizing for making sure we're healed?
Yes, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I kind of spend all our money into.
Well,
so we...
now that we're
That's what that
outside,
money's for.
Indeed.
now that we're outside, Lionel just like holds the fucking vial by the neck and holds it out at every single one of them. Do you see this? This is now my keep you all the fucking line stick. I will waggle this every time I need you all to focus.
With a low potion?
Yes.
Like that doesn't.
I feel like that
Okay.
would backfire very horribly on you, Lionel.
Trust me, I know this will backfire. But you don't want the wizard, the logical person, to have to result to terrible things, now do you?
I am a violent lover.
Is this
I've
like
heard.
my gun?
Helena's eyebrows like shoot off her head and looks down at her.
What?
So, as the filter of love says, the next time you see a creature within 10 minutes after drinking this filter, you will be charmed by the creature for 1 hour. If the creature is of a species and gender you are normally attracted to, you regard it as your true love while you are charmed. This potion's rose-hued, evanescent liquid contains one easy-to-miss bubble shaped like a heart.
Okay, in all seriousness, this, my friends, is a poison. A poison that will, if administered properly, will get all the information we desire out of one person. We need to make it count.
I see what you mean.
Helena slaps him on the back. This is why you're my favorite.
You could use a powerful charm, huh?
So a truth serum.
Yes.
I don't agree with that at all.
That
I
probably
don't
is
either.
illegal, but I understand.
I don't listen. By all laws of all things that are good in this world, I don't either, Canis. But this is a last-ditch effort.
Would it make you feel better if I did? Because I have absolutely no qualms. I've done things like that before.
By the way, as far as you guys look at the shop, it's spelt Gus and Baru, Baru. You get the idea that the Gus was definitely the character.
There is no longer a Gus.
Yeah,
Ooh.
there is no Gus.
That's sad. Let's continue.
Is there any shops that I would find particularly interesting around here now that I am a big boy with real boy money?
I mean, the ramen shop is always available. It's always been your favorite place. There's no, like, real magic shop. A lot of the places that do a lot of brewing are kind of within its profession, especially this place with all the creatures and all the people that come and go here. But as far as, like, magical items, they're not really known.
Okay, well, it's time for us all to eat food. I'm gonna corral every single person here to go to the ramen shop.
All right.
Ramen!
As you
Little
guys
Dwight.
as you guys are shuffled around and you guys find what is now a slightly magically inclined sign to you for the first time, Lionel. A ramen shop, which is well known for its very earthy and very not so heavy broth, but it's also where a lot of people get the opportunity to experiment. As you guys enter, you all see what look like to be the strangest creatures on planet Earth, like dolls and plush toys walking around as little servants.
You fucking didn't do this, did you? Fuck you.
As many of them made of fabric and buttons. They carry little trays along with noodles as they are slid across tables where there are several people here eating well into this ramen. It is a beautiful and unbelievably bright smell here.
I feel tilted.
I think they're adorable.
I told you this is the place of homebrew.
I feel like you're gonna throw a hissy fit.
I know. I'm sorry. They were the they were the best in the idea of having throws in this game. All right. So
Are those like grunts of actual anger or happiness?
I don't know how to feel!
Quick, plug your Patreon.
yeah,
Evering it almanac. Go get it. It's on.
Yeah,
DM
go
Go play a
buy
throw.
good, yeah.
go
The
play
thrower
a
on the
plush.
DM Guild, you two can play something that's not a fucking robot.
It's a plush out of little things.
Boy,
As-
howdy, have I always wanted to be a felt golem.
As you guys finally are sat down, you see one small little waving hand is like, "I'll take your order from here." And you guys open the menu and you order whatever it is you order that you would generally order with ramen.
Oh, give me that pork chashu.
I've never had-
Whatever it is.
I'll take all of the gyoza.
I don't know. I'm just going to let this scene go on and just until we have a next
just have-
reunion. It's just
I'll have the ramen special.
You hear
Oh,
slight
for
writing under the
Franz.
table.
Yo, listen. Franz is all about unnatural, not about unnatural shit. How the fuck is he gonna feel about a living golem made of cloth?
I can't believe Chucky is trying
Obviously, it's a man in a suit of armor. Duh.
Clearly, it's a man wearing a costume.
Obviously.
Franz, no, that.
Look,
Do you know what an animatronic is? A man made of metal and circuitry. That thing
Angus
is
is
made
just
of
gonna
cloth.
pull Lionel over to the side. Let him be in denial. This is strange to me too. Just puts him back.
Lionel
Franz just
just
looks
shrugs
at-
like y'all are weak.
Franz looks at Lionel. Now look, I know I'm not the brightest tomato in the carrot field, but I know when I see a man in a suit of armor.
If you give me enough time, I could actually make one of those. Points at the throw.
Hello! It's waving its little hand right below the table.
It's a tiny boneless man.
Oh no, his bones.
They don't drink milk at all.
What if Well, we might as well enjoy this last day of relaxation before we move on.
I am not gonna let anything stop me from enjoying this. This is one of the few days I'll get to be back home until I somehow find ways of traveling across the country, eons of time and space, and be able to travel within years. Give me about like maybe, I don't know, 2 years while fucking around in that library, and I'll figure it out sooner or later.
I can do it. It was nice to see you, your family, by the way.
They're lovely.
No, it was very nice to see them. Seeing them alive and well, and the fact that my father actually has something for him to do and actually find not only wealth but pleasure in it.
That is wonderful.
It really is. It really is.
As all your orders now come to your table, you are met with beautiful, well-cooked, just perfectly firm noodles to all of your liking, as there are several throw coming to you and just sliding it with what hands they have. And as they all come and go, you guys taste unbelievably well and just good ramen.
Okay,
Tasty
Franz,
ramen.
you absolutely have to explain to me how you can logically tell me why your server only had 3 fingers.
They're an insect.
Yes, that would explain why they're so small and can fit in the armor.
Oh no, I think that one caught a snag. Is that all the stuffing falling out?
As you say that, you see one that's bouncing around, its legs starting to come off. Oh, here I go again.
Oh god, I'm glad he's doing so well.
Like 2 more are now helping it get off the
Sewing
snag.
it back together.
Yeah.
God.
What the fluff going? Oh boy.
All right. So after
nightmares.
I like it. That's good.
After we're done at the ramen shop, can Garo just wander around the stores to see just to see what happens?
I just want to fuck
It's
around
not-
town.
Yeah.
All right. After paying your bills, which is about 5 gold pieces for each of you.
Fuck.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Imagine paying $40 for ramen.
Bracky, I hate to be that asshole, but this is exactly the kind of exchange rate I imagine going to somewhere nice to eat in New York. So,
Oh. Man. Being a halfling in this town is not fine. I could eat by just for 2 cups.
we ate like kings. Normally, people pay copper for food here.
All right. So, as you guys find yourselves out within the now dusk city or town, of the Forest of Spiritsu, you just go into shops. They are very recognized. They very much recognize Lionel. The middle family is not unknown.
Yeah.
It's a small town, so like everyone kind of knows each other one way or another.
This will probably be the only time I get to do this. I want to buy whatever the forest's equivalent of noble clothing is.
It is, especially for you, it is far more ornate than your regular clothing, your regular brown and green attire. In looking for something that has a bit more flair to it, you get what is almost like a wizard's interpretation of these very fine, very interesting, almost it's hard to describe. It's embroidered. Lots and lots of very handcrafted embroidery in this fabric.
Fuck yeah.
And it does come in your color scheme, should you so choose. But there is far more design and color to you in finding it, and there is pretty much a one piece just for you.
Fuck yeah, give it to me.
All right. It is it would cost about 40 gold pieces, as this is the finest of the fine.
Hell yeah. I got that. Go.
All right. And it is now within your possession. You all see your brand new friend in a almost like a I'll give a description of it later. It's hard to come to memory.
I was gonna say, well, we'll just go with what you kind of just said anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping I would be able to design it, but you know.
Oh no! By all means, if that helps a lot better, I recommend it.
Because I was kind of like hoping it's literally just like a nice like earth tone colored like trench coat into robe combo.
Yo, nice.
Ooh,
Look at
okay.
you.
All right, so
That's
You
two
all-
of us that got a redesign now.
Hey.
we're getting closer to the point where we have to do redesigns.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at you
right,
being
I
all
got-
fancy.
I got Helena's whenever we get her new stuff.
Oh yeah.
One of you finally grew a sense of taste.
I'm saving mine.
What is that supposed to be?
Helena stares at him. Beg your pardon.
Fucking Helena looks at him with a fucking catatonic face.
What?
What other stores are around?
I mean, there's a simple like wood shop where they sell different sizes and grains of wood. There are a number of general stores where each one kind of has a bit more than the other, but they don't
With the wooden-
overlap.
Would the wooden shop sell a quarterstaff?
No, but one of the general blacksmiths that are around here do.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a really nice quarterstaff so Franz has a piece of my homeland in some way.
Oh.
Gar, I was gonna wander over by the blacksmith too, just see what's going on over there.
The general blacksmithing equipment.
Don't expect a lot. Like this is like literal like. Remember
The potion
Lionel
shop
when he
is like
first saw
the
him?
peak of this town,
Yeah.
and it's owned by the most nervous woman on planet Earth.
Mm.
And remember, fucking Lionel's mom and pop are a tailor and a fucking carpenter.
True.
AKA, get your design differences at Lionel's house. Get your new clothes at the middles.
And the new clothes. I can't. I'm okay with what I have.
Yeah, I'm saving mine.
Are you
What do you mean? Why
Looking down at River.
I was
What's
gonna
wrong
say,
with
what
what
do
I'm
you
wearing?
mean? Why don't we get River a new shoe?
You're
just
wearing
put on her body?
brags.
I was gonna say Helena like just picks up the little poncho that she has and sticks a finger through the holes.
It's fine. She just grabs it kind of defensively. It's fine.
Is it,
It is.
darling? We have
It's
gold now.
not.
You can wear something else.
I strongly encourage you to do so.
Lionel says, logically, Lionel says with a smirk as he looks over at River, was saying that word as the opener. Logically, River,
Oh, here we
we're
go.
going. Oh, no, I know you don't want me to say it, but hear it out. We're literally about to see royalty in the Feywild.
So what? Am I supposed to dress up like Helena?
No, not that bad.
Oh,
Helena, you get a pass because you're the daughter.
I'm not. He's not my father. First off, my father is just. He's not the king. But anyway,
Daughter of the Feywild.
sure. But what is wrong with what I wear? What is wrong with what I wear? She stomps. She actually stomps her foot.
I feel like it's a little ostentatious.
Helena points at Camus. He is a brooding tin can. You are Rags. He's a bush.
He literally is just a piece of shrubbery in the corner.
Man, that is gonna play well into this game one day. I swear to God. Mark my
it's just gonna
fucking
turn out that
words.
one day it's all marijuana. The whole bush is just marijuana.
You guys can hear as Franz is saying again and again and again, yada da da da, yada da da da.
Helena sticks her lip out. She actually looks a little upset.
It's okay. I'm sure it wasn't a personal diss.
There's nothing wrong with what you're wearing. I just like my own thing.
I can't know, but I'm sure you wear it with pride.
You see? The traffic cone agrees.
What's a traffic cone?
Good idea.
Tell
What's
you when
traffic?
you're older.
Helena,
He doesn't know what the color is. He gets a pass.
Never mind.
Lionel fucking alright. What's the nicest looking fucking scarf around here?
Lionel, do not.
There is one that would definitely fit the color scheme of your friend here. It only has 2 designs towards its end, as they are simple chevron designs that are red and gold kind of ends.
All right.
With what looks like to be long, elongated tassels.
I will put down the cash for it, and then Helena, as Helena's getting upset and looking at everyone else, a tiny little paw with a fucking shawl lifts up to her waist.
And it's going to be about 10. So
yeah, that's fine.
It's a
$10.
nice, damn nice one.
In any case, River, I suggest you get some new clothing before the ones that you have fall apart.
You only have to wear it once. It just goes a long way.
I can take that. Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, if this is gonna fucking bite you so hard, I'll buy it.
It's not about the money.
But Lionel also looks over and just bites the bottom of his lip and mutters into her ear, "Local discount."
Did you get local discount?
I did before. I can try to play it again.
It's not about... Look, it's not about the money, but fine.
I will ask for some new, nice attire for River.
Which we will design during the week.
All right. It's gonna cost as much as it costs for your outfit, but
I
Okay.
do a persuasion check.
Another $40.
sure.
This is what I'm good at.
3!
Actually, no. It's going to be a total of 22.
Nice.
I have +7 on persuasion, motherfucker.
So as this frog woman, as she looks over, I can see that you have a good eye. I'll suppose 35 gold will do you well.
It's platypus killer.
That's evil. That's evil talk.
It's the toad killer.
You're getting flashbacks.
It's just platypus with a frog mask and we can't tell.
I'm sorry. My vocal accents and ranges are very limited here, friends.
Only 35. Yo, these people are worse than me.
What the fuck do you...
You're fine. I'm taking those off. 35, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Helena, do you accept the tiny man's gift of a shawl?
Oh wait, you got that for Helena? Oh, I thought you were getting that for River.
No, I got that for Helena!
Oh, Helena was off pouting kind of to the side, and when he holds it up,
There is
She-
one
she-
that does fit her as well.
Helena kind of looks side to side, and she just kind of points at herself.
There's
Oh,
there's like a nod of the head, but it's a little squeak noise.
Helena kind of gently takes it. Oh, thank you. I will wear it with pride.
All right. So, do you guys buy your brand new clothing and hopefully soon new redesigns? We'll talk to you
Can we
guys
get
about
something
that
for the
later.
bush?
I get Canis a snappy. Oh no, hold up. I get Canis a snappy cape.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice blue and white cape.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So
And Garu gets a pair of Groucho Marx glasses.
What
All right,
about the
so
boots, though? Are we
we'll talk
doing
about
that?
we'll talk about things as we go on throughout the week.
Fair enough.
However,
I'm sorry.
As the night finally ends and the new day begins, you all find that there is a Rock now packing and getting ready for a short trip, and he looks at all of you.
Well, I believe tonight's the night y'all are heading out to that there pools of Hawaii.
Yep.
Well then, I believe it's time for y'all to meet my friend.
This is the last time we're gonna be back here, yes? Above game?
Yep.
Lionel, without a fucking second thought, just fucking waddles on up to his mom and like fucking just gives her a huge hug.
Oh.
No.
Well, and she brushes your hair, a bit of your pompadour, and she makes sure that it's nice and
Oh,
Make
Ma,
sure it's
stop
all-
it.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever
And-
seen in my life.
she looks at you and she puts her small paws on your shoulders. Be safe, okay?
I will.
And make sure that you you send a letter next time you decide to find yourself within our household. That was very terrifying for both of us.
Oh, you will. I'm sure within a few days, just as I'm about to leave, you will receive the letter I meant to send you. This was kind of an emergency.
Fair enough. Well then, be safe, and also I hope all your friends are safe as well.
I benign conjure her a small, a stone from the front porch that looks like them.
Oh. Well, we are definitely keeping these. And she puts it up towards the mantle, right over the hearth.
Yeah.
I'm so proud
All
of
right.
you.
Before Lionel decides that he's never fucking leaving, he heads outside.
All right. And she holds you and gives you a smooch on the cheek and just like, all right.
Take care, Mrs. Lionel's mom.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you for the hospitality.
And
thank
she
you for
gives
the warm stay.
She gives a faint bow to all of you, and Rock, as he pulls up the small bag on his back.
Well, onward.
All right. I follow alongside my father, I guess.
All right. As you guys head out to a cool day, you guys spend pretty much a majority of the first half just traveling, talking, discussing your adventures and what you plan to do.
dragon.
To which every single time you say that, your father catatonics while still walking forward. He's learned to do it naturally.
He's just halfway to a stroke at that point.
Actually, while we're talking, Helena does pipe up. There is something I feel I should warn you about before we go.
Oh.
coming back is going to be a little bit of a complication.
How
How
come?
complicated?
Well, here's the thing. When you pass between these worlds, there's the chance of time dilation.
Excuse
In other
me?
words, well, yes, in other words, if we go through and come back here, there's a chance that, perhaps minutes will only pass. Perhaps a few hours. Perhaps no time. Perhaps months. Perhaps years.
You think you should have opened with that?
That's why I'm saying it now before we go. Now, she holds up a finger. There is a way to make sure that doesn't happen. However, deals are probably going to have to be involved.
Great.
I'm warning you now.
Saying it's
Frankly,
best-
I don't blame you if you don't want to go.
I have to.
Lionel looks over at Canis. Best send your mom a message now.
Yes. Since we already teleported halfway around the world, might as well tell her we will be who knows how long here.
I can promise you. guys-
Interplanetary travel! Lionel's actually just excited about this.
I do want to promise you guys this. If any deals need to be done to come back safe and with no passage of time that excessive, I'll take it upon me.
Helena
Are you
just
sure?
gives her a light kick in the rump. I don't
Ah.
plan on letting you guys do that. I, as, you know, the one who comes from this place and who works for this man, will take the brunt of this if I'm
You
able.
say that, but at the same time, we're doing this because of me. It's my
Helena
fault.
raises her eyebrows. No, we're doing this because I was called. It's part of my job.
We're the character witnesses.
As you
Helena-
guys
Helena,
begin,
give
Purchase it for later.
as you guys begin to see that dusk begins to break, you see the snowfall become heavy. And you see Rock as he stops, full stop. And you begin to see in front of you almost like a blizzard that is just at the threshold of all of you.
Pop, we should probably set up the tower now.
Nope. She's here.
As
Wait?
as you guys begin to see a form and figure as it begins to walk through the snow with what looks like to be a small lantern. As she passes through the blizzard, you guys see a woman. Long black hair. Her mouth almost as wide as her face.
Oh god.
Her entire outfit is white with black linings all around it. She has two sticks with what looks like to be snowflakes as ornaments to them. Her eyes are piercing, and she begins to stare at all of you. It's not often you bring visitors, Rock. And she's staring at all of you. Her eyes just piercing through your very souls. You feel as if it's cold.
It's good to see you too. I was hoping you can take us to their pools of Hawaii.
I suppose, old friend. As she holds up the lantern, You see the snow begin to slightly dissipate around her. Stay close unless you wish to be caught. And as she begins to turn, you all slowly follow a rock into this blizzard and snow.
Hey, Pop, this would be one really interesting story for you to tell me after all these years and not telling me about this.
There's a reason why I don't tell the story.
And
Sorry.
after several hours of the passing cold, finally begins to clear, and almost immediately, as if this woman had been a ghost, she fades from your vision, and you guys are left in a darkened forest as light snowfall begins to encumber you. As you look up into the sky, you see a full moon shining down, and just beyond the horizon you see small glimmering of rainbow light. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's game.
Oh.
Why does my dad know a ghost?
Your daddy's a liar. Oh.
Hey, Dad, it'd be real great if you told me this before. You know, the
Dad,
wizard.
you want to kind of tell us how the fuck you know a spirit of ice?
Oh,
I'm a
go
very
fishing every now
spiritual
and
man.
then.
That
Oh, we're old poker buddies.
that's a
Poker buddy.
So that's a story for hopefully next week. So hey, as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and our minor technical difficulty finally passing over. As usual, please do come back again next week for episode 31, and hopefully some stuff will happen, and I'm so excited of what you guys are going to be able to do.
Frother.
Father.
No, Frother. You must understand here, Frother. How is it that you know nothing of magic, Frother, and yet you know a fucking ghost woman, Frother? There are two. One of these things is not like the other, Frother. One of these things is a fucking ghost.
Awesome, Frother.
So thank you all so much, and as always, see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Have a good day, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.